Alright, what's up? Before I get into this poll, I do have a couple of videos coming out. I know I've been really slacking on the YouTube. There's just, I don't know, I just haven't been making videos. But I felt like I should make one on this. It's the QoL week 1, which is PvM. And a lot of these questions, I'm surprised that they're actually asking this stuff. But yeah, it's a pretty good poll. Alright, so the first few questions are just a bunch of peak options. Lizardman Canyon, Monkey Madness 2 tunnels. I swear there already is one. And if you hear some clicking in the background, I'm just doing some agility. But I swear there is a peak option already. Maybe I'm wrong, but I swear there's one at the hole. Monkey Madness 2 though, Lizardman, KQ at the shortcut instead of at the south end and right at the hole. That way you can avoid being attacked by the big cow fights, the guardians. And then continue attacking your target if you use a special attack when you don't have enough energy. So currently, if you have like 40% spec and you're using a 50% spec weapon and you try to click spec and then attack, it'll say you don't have enough energy and then you can't attack it and you gotta like wait and it's just annoying. So that's a good update. I feel like that's something that we could benefit from. And there's also, should there be a grayed out spec bar permanently available on weapons that don't have a special attack. So this doesn't just affect PvM, it affects PvP as well. Makes it a lot easier to, get those 1 ticks in and all that. I don't know how I feel about this one. It's not been a thing ever. It'll be weird to use spec weapons or weapons that don't have a special attack, like a twisted bow, or I don't know, anything that doesn't have a special attack. I can't think of others right now. It would be weird to see a special attack grayed out, but I guess I'm not against it. I just don't know how I feel about it. I don't really care either way. Should the attack range of the Dragon Hunter crossbow be increased to match that of the Armadillo crossbow? I'm okay with this one. This one's fine. Dragon Hunter crossbow is not as good as Armadillo crossbow. It's only really used against dragons. It's fine, whatever. Okay with that. Then there's a bunch of, wait, actually we didn't get there yet. Never mind. Should the Champions Challenge improve the or should you get the more XP than you currently get from it? That's fine. You don't get like 500 XP right now. If it was 5,000, that wouldn't really be a big difference, but I guess it's a little more reward for the time it takes to get the scroll. And also people who have already done it can talk to an NPC to get their XP lamps. So anybody who's already done this is not being devalued by it. That's good. Should certain seeds be altered, making them appear over less valuable ones? I'm always for this. Anything that's worth more should, when you left click, should, show up first if it's worth more. Shouldn't have to right click to pick up a more expensive item. That's fine. That's okay. Should the number of planks required to build Chambers of Xeric be reduced? Again, one of those things, it's been like this for a long time. I don't really care if it changes or not. I guess it makes it nicer to build the chest. You only need 2 planks to get a chest instead of 4. The regular chest, and then obviously less to build the large ones and the medium one. That's fine. I don't really care either way. Yeah, it's fine. Should the name of the player, these are all Chambers of Xeric now. This is what I was talking about. Name of the player who receives a drop from any boss be broadcast. So like, let's say you get a Tecton kill. It would say that like a certain person got a Tecton kill. I think this is good for Iron Men. I think because if like an Iron Man gets a kill and the team is raiding with an Iron Man, the Iron Man can pick up their drop without other people just like, vulturing it because they can see the drop. Because currently when an Iron Man gets a drop on a regular raids boss, everybody can see it. So it might be nicer for that Iron Man or just Iron Man raiding in general, I think. Doesn't really affect non-Iron Men. More Chambers of Xeric questions. When forming a party, should we get some more information like their KC? That's good. So that if you're doing like kind of masses or something, you say like 100 plus raid KC, you don't need to have a OS buddy or some other client to tell people how much you have. Should a bronze axe mon be added to the ice demon in Chambers of Xeric? So now not only do you get a tinderbox, but now you get an axe. I'm okay with this. I don't really mind that. I know when raids first came out, we all had people different roles. Like one person would take axes, one person would take a pickaxe, because we didn't know at the start. We didn't know that you needed pickaxes for guardians and axes for ice demon. We just kind of brought all the tools. But raids has progressed so far, and I think it's okay to have an axe there. That's fine. Should the number of rune dragons assigned be increased? With an unlock. So you don't have to have a longer task, but if you choose to have one, you can. That's okay. I think that again will probably benefit Iron Men more than mains, but I mean, if it's an unlock, you're not forced into having more because a poll said so. That's fine. Should XP drops indicators... Wait, should we add XP drop indicators for those with 200 mil XP skills? I am very for this. I think this is not just PvM, again. I think it's another poll that's like PvM and skilling. Although nobody I know of does any skills past 200 mil that aren't just shared XP, some kind of like, I don't know, somebody with 200 mil crafting maybe doing soul runes and mining the dark essence and not getting craft XP for it. But that's very minimal. I'm definitely for this for PvM, 100%. I have def done, or defense done. I'm almost done with HP. I would like this. All right, the next question is when there's retrieval, or retrieval service that requires a payment, like Torfin at Vorkath, or the one outside the chest outside of Guardians, Grotesque Guardians, should it be possible for it to take the money from your bank? That's a good update. That's fine. If you have the GP, shouldn't really matter if you have it on you or not, as long as they're taking 100k out of your account. That's fine. That's good that they can actually do that. All right, the next question. Sorry for all the pauses and breaks. I still have a really bad cough. Earlier this month I got pneumonia, and I've been sick, and I've had this really harsh cough, so I've taken little breaks here and there so that doesn't act up and I don't get more coughs. Anyways, should leave be willing to upgrade your uncharged trident of the seas and swamp, giving you a new upgraded version that can hold 20k charges. It would be 10 tentacles for the service, and it would be tradable when uncharged. This is a big one. This is, I believe tentacles went from 100k each to like 500 plus right now at the moment. This is like maybe a half hour after the thing. Pretty crazy. I mean, I'll vote yes. I don't really mind having more charges at a higher cost, but that's pretty crazy. I'm surprised they didn't use tridents instead of tentacles. That's gonna make tentacles have a good price probably for a while, because I mean every time somebody makes one of those, 10 of the 10 leave the game. You know, that's pretty big. Anyways, next one. Should the entrance to the Grotesque Guardians be altered to be more fitting with the environment? Yeah, right now it's just a giant door. You go up to the second floor, it's just a giant door there. I don't know. It's good they're gonna do that. Another grotesque one. Should there be a timer on the kills? You'll only start tracking it after they implement it. That's fine. Boss timers, boss kills, fastest kills, speed runs, all that stuff is, you know, nice to see. So somebody out there might be using like dragon darts, and I don't know, it might be me. I might do that. We'll see. Should Tokel and Numulite be added to your inventory while still wearing a Ring of Wealth? I believe this is like the coin collector. That's okay. That's okay with me. I don't really know many people that kill regular Zars. And Numulite, where would that come from? I guess the lobster things that are underwater. What else do you kill that gives you Numulite? With the rock things, what, I don't know, the rock crab equivalent on Fossil Island. That's okay. Oh yeah, fossil wyverns. That's what it would be. That's probably what it's mainly for. Should a counter be added when burning chewed bones? It would only be tracked new ones. Yeah, that's fine. That's okay. You might see some Ironman out there with like a 0 track dragon and full helm. Maybe they'll like be able to show that off. Never burn another chewed bone. Just have that 0 KC dragon full helm forever. That's pretty cool. That's fine. Should the Crystal Halberd deal full damage against the corporeal beast? Oh man, I wish this was a thing back when I did Corp. I was asking for this for a long time because the Dragon Halberd does full damage. So now Crystal Halley doing full damage, that's good. Gives it more of an use. Right now it's only 2nd tier at most places compared to Dragon Warhammer or Claws. So that's good. It'll have an use there actually. After you hammer it down, you'll be able to Crystal Halberd it. Assuming you're doing multiple specs in a kill. Should a new right-click option be added to the Dwarf multi-cannon to empty the cannonballs that are currently loaded into it? The only place I can see this being useful is Venenatus, but I'm completely for it. It's a good idea, because right now with Venenatus, usually what you want to do when you're leaving and going back is put your cannon down, or pick up your cannon and put it back down, so it's not firing, so that when you're on your way back, you're not already shooting at Venenatus to like make it go away from you or lure to the wrong spot. So if you're able to empty it instead, then you can bank, and then whenever you feel like attacking Venenatus again, you can load your cannon again. It's a good update. I'm okay with that. All right, the next one. In order to improve the Chompy Bird hunting experience, should a left-click option be added to the Swamp Gas Bubbles, allowing players to begin filling the Ogre Bellows? That's good, because right now you have to click on your inventory and then click on the bellows, and sometimes the bellows have a really small click box. I would have been fine with them either increasing the size of the click box or doing this. It's a good update. Makes it a little easier, quality of life, whatever. Another one about the chompy birds. Should left click option be added to swamp toads? I think it's the same thing. You have to use it on the toad right now instead of just clicking on the toad. That's actually a lot easier. The swamp bubble is not as big of a change. The toads, that makes it very easy. I'm okay with it, but that does make it very easy. If that was something that added to like a different thing, like a skilling thing, that might be a very controversial question. But right now, I think it's fine how it is. Should it be possible to combine a Ceradomin's Light and a Staff of the Dead to create the Staff of Light? Oh man, this is something we've been asking for I think 2.5 years. I remember, you know, previously the Staff of Light was a pretty iconic item, and people really wanted it in old school. It's cool to finally see that happening. Obviously, it has a great sync as well for Cera Lights. Right now, they're pretty useless, except for just a 1-time use per account. Now you have a 2 times use per account, assuming you want both Staff of Light and the Zam room to be brighter. So, you know, it makes it twice as desirable. That's pretty good. If the Staff of Light is added, should it be able to autocast Cera Strike? It just makes sense. It'd be a Cera item. Right now, Staff of the Dead casts Sammy Flames, so Cera doing Cera Strike makes complete sense. Yep, okay with that. Should we add a right-click option to the Occult Altar for changing spellbooks? I'm pretty okay with this. I don't change my spellbook too often with the altar because I have my max cape to change it. But I know in Tournament Worlds, when they add the altar at Clan Wars, you can right-click it and change your spellbook instead of having to click on the altar and then select from the interface. Just makes it a little nicer. That's a good update. All right, next question. Should the Soul Bearer have a left-click option which puts all ensouled heads from the inventory into it? Right now, I believe you have to use the head on the Soul Bearer. So instead of that, you could just left-click the Soul Bearer. That's pretty good. I'm okay with that. That's fine. Again, just making it a little bit nicer. Should the Dark Corp Pet drop from the Corp Beast have a transmog allowing you to turn it into a miniature Corp Beast? Yes. 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 Should it be changed that spawns special attack Lizardman Shamans use will no longer happen in quick succession? So I believe this is like the Purple Army. When the Lizardmen call it the little 3 purple guys, it'll call them less often after doing it. So like it does it, cooldown timer before it can do it again. I never had an issue with the Purple Army, but I also never camped Shamans. I only did it the first couple of days, then I also did it a bunch in raids. But I guess that's fine. Purple Army really never affected me, but it might help some people. Should the knockback option at Callisto no longer happen in quick succession? So again, I made a tweet earlier saying I don't really care about the mechanic changes of some bosses. I think they're fine how they are, you know. I've dealt with them, but I guess if people want this, it is kind of annoying. I remember when I didn't do that many Callisto kills to get my pet. I got pretty lucky with it, but when I did it, there was a few times where it would knock me back like 3 times in a row, and I'd be just really annoyed at that. So I could see that being nice for some people, not have to deal with that. Probably a help to PKers though, because right now, if you're getting attacked at Callisto, a PKer can come up and then they can get knocked back like 3 times in a row while you escape, or like the other way around, you could get knocked back away from the PKer and then escape. But now if you're gonna get knocked back only 1 time and then the PKer can catch up to you again, that could be a help to PKers. So it might be a good update for them. It actually might be a PvP update. I don't know. Should it be changed so the teleport option at the Chaos Elemental no longer happens in quick succession? I think it's the same thing again. It's a PvP update more than a PvM update. Obviously, it's a change to a boss mechanic, but I think it favors PKs in that option, because right now you can get teleported away from the PKer, or PKer gets teleported closer to Chaos Ellie. You can get that gap on you, but now it won't happen as much, so now you're going to be closer to the PKer. Interesting. Interesting. I'm okay with it, but again, I don't really care either way if it changes. So this is the only one of these questions where I'm still actively killing this boss. So Vedion, should the cooldown be changed from 10 seconds to 15 seconds for the magic attack? I'm still killing it, but I don't care. I'm fine with it being how it currently is. I'm fine if it doesn't change. If it does change, whatever, makes it a little easier, but I don't care. Well, you know, it's one of those questions I don't really care for, but I can see why people want it. And then that's all the poll question, man. I'm gonna drag it down here to see what they said here. We've seen a lot of interest with further changes to Chambers of Xeric. We haven't been able to include all of them. Well, we want you to make sure that we're aware of it, and yeah, they're gonna be making some changes apparently to raids in the future and all that. Altogether, pretty good poll. Pretty good poll. I'm voting yes to probably everything. Although I don't care about a few of the questions, but I know some people have concern. The one I'm really controversial on is the special grayed out bar. This one, I want to know what PKers think of it, because it does make some things easier, especially if you're trying to get some, some fast specs off, like a DHX into like a Gmall, for example, right? That before required some skill. You either had to switch to the Gmall, back to the X, while you're on the Gmall, click it, go back to the X, go back to the Gmall, then attack that person. But now you can just be on the X, charge it up, get that Gmall. You can already see it, because right now there's a little 1 tick delay when you switch between, and that's why 1 tick specking is like so, what's the word? It's like cool to see, I guess. But now it's just becoming easier. I still see it as more of a PvP update than a PvM update for that question, and a couple other ones. But anyways, that's the long video of the PvM quality of life poll. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, let me know. Don't let me know. I don't really care. I don't really read too many YouTube comments because a lot of them are people just telling me I play this game too much, which is true. It's true. But I don't know. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.